This is my journey so far. I left over on the train to London, took the train from London to Paris, took the bus from Paris to Barcelona, went on a day trip from Barcelona to Andorra and back before boarding a cruise ship which passed through Morocco, Tangiers, Tenerife, and then we started to cross the Atlantic Ocean towards the Caribbean, arriving in Barbados, then to Guadeloupe, then to St. Kitts and Nevis, the British Virgin Islands, and finishing up in the Dominican Republic. One of the more sketchy areas, so I took a dodgy bus to the capital and then went on a plane to Aruba. From Aruba I flew into South America for the first time ever, landing in Suriname and taking a taxi to the capital. I took a local bus north, then a minivan to the Corentyne River border of Guyana, boarded a boat to cross the river to Guyana, took a minivan to Skeldon Riverton and came back the same way, taking a shared car back to the capital of Suriname and a bus towards the French-Guyanese border. Here I boarded a dodgy wooden canoe over crocodile-infested waters and took the bus to the capital Cayenne, followed by a shared car to the Brazilian border. I walked from France to Brazil and then took the bus from Oiapoque to Macapá. From the Amazon River here I flew to Rio de Janeiro before a 31-hour food-poisoning bus ride towards Iguazu Waterfalls. With walking and Ubers, I arrived in Paraguay and took the bus south to Encarnacion and crossed the border on a train to Posadas, my first time in Argentina, before a long bus ride south to Buenos Aires. I went to Uruguay and back by ferry before a long bus ride south to Patagonia, Bariloche. Took the bus slightly north to San Martin de los Andes, got attacked by a dog and then headed into Chile. The long way round because the border was closed all the way round to Pucón. Then returned back to Temuco and volunteered near Parque Conguillo. I then taxied and double busted up to the capital of Santiago and changed buses in the capital to go back into Argentina and visit the highest mountain in the Americas, returning back to Santiago and eventually heading to Easter Island right out in the Pacific Ocean. After Rapa Nui, I returned back to Santiago and got the bus north to La Serena, and this was my first ever time couch surfing. Hereafter I continued north by bus to the city of Calama, and then changing buses towards San Pedro de Atacama, the Chilean desert, returning back to Calama before heading into Bolivia, a new country, arriving in Uyuni. After the Salt Flats, I continued by bus northeast to Sucre, and then on to Cochabamba, and then to the capital of La Paz, visiting Tiwanaku and Coroico and Death Road, both by minibus, before arriving in the Copacabana. I took a boat trip to the Island of the Moon, the Island of the Sun, and the floating islands, and then came back to the Copacabana before a bus into Peru for the first time ever, waiting in Puno before transferring to Arequipa. From here I took buses firstly to Nazca, the Nazca Lines, then to Ica and the Huacachina Desert Oasis, up to Lima, and then another bus up to the hiking capital of Huaraz. From here I took a combined 48-hour bus journey all the way to Cusco. Whilst there I visited Ollantaytambo and Rainbow Mountain by local minibuses, before heading to Calca to volunteer in the Sacred Valley.
This has been the last 8 months of my travels.